students. My name is Ashish Prabhugaonkar, Assistant Professor at DCT's Dempe College of Arts and Science. This module is for Bachelor of Science, Semester 1, Botany, Generic Elective students. Paper code is BOG 101, Environmental Biotechnology. Title of the unit is Xenobiotic Compound, Unit 4. Module name is Inorganic Radionucleotides. Title of the unit is Xenobiotic Compound, Unit 4. Module name is Inorganic Radionuclides. Module number 25. In this module, we'll study environmental problems from inorganic radionuclides as xenobiotic compounds. At the end of this module, we should be able to explain sources and hazards of inorganic radionuclides as xenobiotic compound. Radionuclides are the elements which spontaneously degenerate to emit ionizing radiations. Radionuclides occur naturally and are also artificially produced in nuclear reactors, cyclotrons, particle accelerators, and radionuclide generators. As a result of mining process of uranium or such kind of ores, they are also produced. In nuclear explosion, two components of radioactive fallout, that is strontium 90 and cesium 137, are a considerable cause of concern. That's why nuclear explosions are banned. Plutonium 239 and iodine 131 are also classified as serious pollutant out of nuclear explosion. Though they are having various negative effects, radionuclides have found their way into various advanced technological tools. That is, they are used much in nuclear medicine, that is imaging technology, x-rays. All of us use x-rays as a technology. Various imaging technologies in medicine today use radionuclides as they have the penetration power inside the body and get us the updates from inside the body. They are used in food preservation. Most of the sprouting of onion and potato today can be controlled due to treatment due of radiations. They are used in different industries. For example, examination of welds to detect leaks in the industrial piping. They are used in spacecrafts. Okay, radioisotope thermoelectric generators are the batteries which run on the radioisotopes and can give energy as a source of energy for uh, hundreds of years. They are used in remote places. So radiations can be classified into two types, that is internal ionizing radiation and external ionizing radiations. For example, alpha and beta, their penetration power inside the body is very less, yeah, and gamma and x-ray uh, and neutrons have penetration power which is far greater. So alpha and beta, they are toxic or having harmful effect only if they are ingested inside the body or they are come in contact with the skin. But gamma and x-rays can be toxic, okay, or having harmful effect if even they are located far away from the body. Radioactive fallout is a process uh, of distribution of the dust and ash from the nuclear reactions, which rises into the sky when the nuclear explosion occurs, and ultimately it settles around the place. So this settlement can occur thousands of kilometers away or throughout the globe, and then these radioactive substances find their way into the vegetation where it is easily absorbed. Then they find a way into the, for example, our agricultural crops. They can find their way into cattle, then milk, and ultimately to human beings and different organisms, and cause serious damage to organism. So problem with radionuclide is their persistence of half life. Their radioactivity can continue for from 1 day to thousands of years. Okay, different radionuclides have different half life, so based on that they can emit the radioactivity for thousands of years. The disposal of nuclear waste from nuclear power plants presents considerable concern, okay, and considerable problems. Accidents of nuclear power plants, for example Chernobyl disaster, Fukushima disaster, you must have all heard about. So they cause accidental release of these radioactive materials from these uh, plants, and then they can cause serious casualties and damages, and it has occurred in the past. Radionuclides that find their way into environment may cause harmful effect as and cause radioactive contamination of the surrounding. Radiation exposure can produce effects ranging from skin redness, hair loss, radiation burns to acute radiation syndrome, and even cancer on prolonged exposure to radiation. These are some of the radioisotopes discovered, and you can observe that half life ranges from 15 hours to many thousands and lakhs of years. So these radioisotopes produced in a nuclear reactor should be stored in a safe place for that many years. uh, they either they are buried inside the ocean, inside the floors, or they are stored in a artificial containment zones. Iodine 131 has half-life of just 8 days, but it is effectively taken up by cows from grasses, and it is put up in milk, which is then taken up by thyroid glands in humans, causing serious problems. Strontium 90 has half-life of 28 years, and it behaves like calcium in biochemical cycles. Thus, it is deposited in bone tissue close to blood forming tissue, so it is a major cause of leukemia. They are not easily eliminated from body tissue. They are bioaccumulated in permanent body tissues. This is possible cause of leukemia, bone tumors, genetic damage, and infant mortality. Cesium 137 has half life of 26.6 years. It is chemically similar to common salt, that is sodium chloride. So ions of cesium 137 are easily absorbed in the body, and they are readily dispersed throughout the body, even gonads, causing genetic damage. When ionizing radiation happens to pass through body tissue, it is able to split the molecules of the tissue into ions and free radicals. For example, water may be ionized, splitting it and combining as hydrogen peroxide. So similar dangerous chemicals are formed inside the body. Radiation based on effect may be classified as direct effect and indirect effect. Direct effect is fragmentation of biologically important molecules such as DNA molecule in cell nucleus, causing the damage in protein synthesis and then reproduction. Indirect effect, fragmentation of biologically less vital molecules, but the effect may be later found in organisms. Radiation effect may be classified as somatic and genetic. If the damage is in somatic tissue, that is vegetative tissue, they may give rise to cysts, tumors, cancers. If germplasm is affected, the flaws may eventually give rise to permanent genetic damage. When DNA is damaged, cell may be reproductively either dead or may produce flawed daughter cell, causing carcinogenesis. These are my references. Thank you.